For some people, there might be nothing more frustrating than drum tuning. And the reason for that is probably that they have a hard time evening out the pitch of a drumhead. And this is exactly what this video is focusing on. So if you already know how to put on a drumhead and how to level it properly, feel free to skip to step 6 right away. Otherwise, grab your drum key and let's start with the first step. Make yourself comfortable before you start tuning. Don't crawl around on the floor. Sit on a chair or your couch and put your drum chair in front of you. A lot of people have a round drum throne. This is really perfect for drum tuning. So it already dampens one side of the drum, and we can also spin it. The best drum to start out with is usually our 12-inch tom, or any drum that you have that has 6 lugs. If there's any muffling on your drum, get rid of it. Now we only need our drum key and we're good to go. We start out by getting our drumhead completely loose. If you never took your drumhead completely off the drum, you might as well do it now, just to see how a drum looks from the inside. When your drumhead is off the shell, you can take a kitchen towel and go around the bearing edge to get rid of dust or any other stuff that might be there. So, when we put on a new drumhead, or our old drumhead in this case, we make sure it's really nice in the rim, and then we center it on the drum. We put our tension rods back in place, and we're ready for the next step. Now we're finger tightening our drumhead. This is to get even tension on the drumhead. We use both hands on opposing lugs and just tighten the screws as tight as we can with our fingers. On more expensive drums, this can be harder since the tension rods can be difficult to move. Now we want to bring the drumhead up to a pitch where it's not fluttering anymore. I'm using 2 drum keys for this, and I'm gonna go around the drum in pairs. If you only have 1 drum key, you'll end up with a star pattern. So 2 drum keys speed up the process, and I'm only doing very small increments to keep the tension as even as possible. If there's no more wrinkles in your drumhead, you can already check if you can hear a clear note. If there's still a fluttering sound, just go one more round and try again. And we're good. There's friction between the drumhead and the shell. And every once in a while we have to get rid of it so we end up with a stable tuning. You can either press down the middle of your drumhead or you can give it a little slap. Both things work totally fine. If you're even more interested in this whole friction drum tuning kind of stuff, go check out my 3 amazing drum tuning tips video. Now we're gonna check the actual pitch of one lug. So we're gonna hit the drum about 1/2 inch away from the rim, exactly where the lug is. You can do this with a stick, or you can also do a kind of rim shot with your index finger. This can help maintaining the distance from the rim when you go around the drum. Now the problem is we don't only have one pitch. If you listen very closely, you can hear one fundamental note and a lot of different overtones or harmonics. If you have a hard time hearing the fundamental pitch, you can try using a mallet or the tip of your index finger. This will soften the attack and bring out the fundamental a little bit more. You can also put your other index finger gently in the middle of the drum to get rid of some overtones. Just make sure you're not pressing down. Now we're going to listen to all options one by one again. Now we want to compare the fundamental pitch of our already familiar lug with the pitch of the next lug. Make sure to hit exactly the same spot on each lug when you compare. Now if you can already tell if the second pitch was higher or lower than the first one, then we can already adjust the pitch. And we're not only adjusting one lug, we're adjusting both lugs. So make sure if you go, for example, lower on this lug, also go a little bit lower on this lug. Then get rid of the friction, give the drum a little slap or press down in the middle and listen again. And you do this till both notes are completely even. If you have absolutely no clue if the second pitch was higher or lower, then do this. Hit the first lug twice. This is our reference, so this is how things are supposed to sound. Now we hit both lugs. Did it sound different? If yes, we just pick a random direction, up or down, and do tiny increments on both lugs. Let's listen again. So let's go up. If it doesn't get any closer after a couple of tries, just go back in the other direction. And keep doing this till you're roughly at the same pitch. After you're done, include the third lug. We do the same thing. Random direction till it sounds closer. We can also hit one lug 3 times. This is how things are supposed to sound. Now we compare. If you have the feeling that the pitches are not perfectly even, don't worry. It's probably good enough already, and your ears will get more and more sensitive over time. As I already mentioned in the video about drum tuning tips, opposing lugs will always sound the same. This is the reason why we don't move single lugs, but the whole pair. And now, after evening out half the drum, we're already done. This is our last exercise. Now we want to get both drum heads to the same pitch. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to finger tighten and level our bottom head. Now we're going to get rid of the friction and even out the pitch of our bottom head. Now we're going to compare the pitch of our bottom and our top head. Make sure to muffle the opposite drum head when you're checking pitch. Now if you already hear which direction you have to go, just bring the whole drum head up or down till it matches the other drum head. If again you have no clue, Just pick one random tension rod and pick a direction to go. Okay, choose up. Let's see if it sounds more similar. Even more up. Now, it's gotta be wrong. So we already figured out we have to go lower. So if you go lower, and we lower the whole head, make sure to do like super tiny increments because the effect is drastic if we do it in all 6 lugs. Get rid of the friction. Might have been a tiny bit too much. And now we already have one very specific tuning that actually a lot of people use. Both heads, same pitch. Let's find out how it sounds. For practicing and for getting an idea how your drum handles different tunings, I would suggest you do a low tuning, a medium tuning, and a high tuning. Both drum heads, same pitch. And check out which sound you like the best. Now if you just thought, wait a minute, your top and bottom head didn't sound the same at all. Yeah, you're probably right, but you're also wrong. Every head has like a fundamental pitch and a lot of different overtones and harmonics. Fundamentals might be the same, but overtones can sound very different. Now I boosted the frequency of the fundamental pitch with an EQ and Logic, and as you can hear, top and bottom head sound pretty much the same. I also boosted some of the overtone frequencies, check it out. Some go up in pitch, some go down in pitch, although the fundamental pitch isn't changing at all. Your drum sound is very important, and the more you learn about the sonic possibilities of a drum set, the better you can adjust to different acoustics, styles of music, and so on and so on. In the second part of this drum tuning tutorial, I show you a way to really get to know your drums by checking out different pitches for our top and bottom head. As always, feel free to comment, ask questions, and subscribe for more drum hacks. Bye!